welcome to Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince. I have no clue what's going on with the camera. This happened on Wednesday. As far as I can tell, things should be working just fine. So next steps, I'm going to be putting in a request to Restream to look into it, because permissions are all good. It's even specifically allowing this site. So as far as why it says you can't see me, not really sure. I know Restream is working on some new stuff, so maybe that somehow is impacting it. I don't know. We'll just see when I talk to them. Because looking at my talking circles, I guess, isn't a whole lot of fun, I think I'll just go ahead and share the digital guide that I've got, just as something more pleasant to look at. Sadly, I still need to keep myself mini on there because I can't separate the video from the audio. Otherwise, you don't get to hear my lovely voice. But yeah, so I mean, I still have my phone. The camera there is working just fine, at least for now, while it's connected. So I'll be able to show you spreads and show you cards. There just won't be that personal touch of the human that you can see. You can still hear, but of course I tend to take pauses and think, so that isn't really conveyed in silence. So sorry about that. Hope to resolve it soon, but until then, we'll do the best we can. And until we have questions, I'm just going to monologue. Or, well, setup decks, really. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice not having to take pictures and whatnot, but then I have to go through the decks a second time, so not so pleasant. But it is what it is, so. Okay, we've got all of that. Let me grab the spread machine. Since we've been having fun with that lately, we might have some more fun with that. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. I did get pictures for those, so we should be good on that front. It's going to be, yeah, I'm not really sure if there's a more interactive way of engaging people, but I mean, we do have the Destiny deck up, since that's digital. But yeah, I mean, we could go for some of the spreads in there. Let me go ahead and get down to the, what is that, page 77, I want to say. Yeah, the yes-no spread tends to be popular. Or at least that's what I tend to use when they want a yes-no answer. But there are other spreads. So there's the typical past, present, future. We have this one, just a variation of the same. So, I mean, it's just changing the particular intention of the cards, which we always try to do. So, or at least we always try to be intentional when we're asking. I think I did a love decision question once. But yeah, I didn't realize this was a love triangle sort of thing, because at the time I just had one person and it was whether or not to pursue them. So I'm pretty sure card 3 and card 4, the choices are intended to be two different people. Um, but yeah, I mean, it worked out. So harness your potential. Did we do this? I know we looked at it. I mean, because it mentioned the elemental stuff, which I'm real fond of the Lost Forest deck that I have. So when it's, yeah, which uses elementals as opposed to the traditional pentacles, cups stuff. So yeah, I think we've done that. We've definitely done the Chariot. I think we did that on stream. We haven't done Empress, although maybe that's appropriate because I think I'm a little more settled on pursuing tarot. So yeah, so that might be a fun one to do. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of the Celtic Cross. I think I've done one, but like it just seems like a bit more information than people are really interested in. Like I do like the um, near future versus um, farther future, that sort of split, and I've started introducing that into some spreads, but yeah, I'm just people don't usually need that many. I mean, like even when we had the ambiguous one a while ago, where I was just pulling cards till we had covered, or at least till I got the impression we had covered everything. That only went up to 7, which was a lot in my opinion. But I mean, still, because I mean, when you're talking 10 cards, you're looking at an eighth of the deck, and so I guess I don't know. It just seems like you're losing your ability to focus on what's really important or the important details by having to use so many cards in a spread. So, not my favorite, but of course I don't mind doing it. I think we did the chakra. Yeah, and that goes on for bonus cards. So, yeah, we might try this one. We might try yes, no. Well, and we might look at spread machine because I do like that. So we'll see. We'll see. Trying to get a feel for what to set up first. Or what am I talking about? I was supposed to be shuffling the decks so that they're ready. Of course, if we do the Empress, then we need to pull that card out anyways. So maybe if we're just going to do that for fun, we might as well do that now. So that I can then shuffle the deck. I guess that's true for anything I would have done, but I don't know. There's something about having to go through every single card, looking for one. I don't know. It sort of feels like it dispels some of the magic. Let me get this scarf in place. I should probably look into how to get rid of the creases, but I don't know. Like that's how I got it. So I kind of just let them wear out or let them stay in, whichever is the natural outcome. So if you're listening, go ahead and drop your questions, your comments. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do the Empress just to pass the time in as part of putting the magic back into the decks. So obviously the Empress card, and we'll shuffle for the other three. There it is. Okay. Guess we're doing a gentle shuffle and then a table shuffle. Okay, looks like we're doing 4 piles, which means 4 piles of 20. And yeah. This creator's got 2 more decks coming. I also got the scabs to go with those. I just feel like, for me, it's kind of like the whole ensemble. So. Let's see how this goes. Almost there. Oh. I was worried for a second that I got off, but then I was like, no, there's one we intentionally left out because it's part of the spread. Okay. I think we're ready, although I might have to. Yeah, I might be sensing. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. You or your present situation, the source of abundance or where to focus, and then the outcome. All right, so this is the U card. Okay, it's seems like they're in order. So source of abundance. And outcome. Okay. All right. And now if we flip, yep. Okay. So the first card, Five of Pentacles with the notes hardship and isolation. I can relate. Not too much to dig into there. Let's see more so the source of abundance, Four of Wands, freedom, creativity. Okay. And then we've also got for the outcome, the Star, hope and guidance are the notes on that one. I mean, we could dig into that more, but it seems self-evident because I'm asking at least particularly with respect to the tarot stuff that we're doing. So, I mean, the Five of Pentacles, that's me. More importantly, the Four of Wands, freedom and creativity being where I need to focus. And then the outcome, hope and guidance, which for a tarot reader, that's like one of the primary things you hope to provide people. So, yeah. And now, or I guess you can't see me and you still can't see the card. So let me go ahead and share that. Let's get high enough that we can see it all. There we go. Yeah, so zooming in, there's our focus, the Empress, abundance and creativity. Me, the Five of Pentacles, isolation, hardship, not as important, but here we've got the Four of Wands with the freedom and creativity notes. And then the outcome, the Star, major arcana. So hope and guidance are the notes there. How to orient this? Because if this ends up being a popular segment, which we don't know, I'll need the phone to stay alive, and it doesn't do so well when it has to stay on the whole time to be active on the session. But now to shuffle the cards, as always. Okay, now what kind of shuffle are we going to do? I think we're just doing a typical one. I'm careful not to pin them. I want these cards to last a long time. And once more for good measure. There we go. Okay. One deck prepped. Let's see, I don't think we used Cosmo last time, so we can skip that, but Prisma and Lost Forest will need to be shuffled. And actually, let me go ahead and put the spread machine stuff back, because that's been added. I should have. Give that a little more attention, especially where this doesn't need a shuffle. So, put the shadow works back in. The call to actions back in, and then put the flux back in. Okay. And okay. Slide to the bottom. Oh. Let's sneak the book on top. The guidebook. Okay. So that's back in its place. If we do spread machine, I'm inclined to stick with the main deck. I think that's what we would want to explore, but we'll see where we end up. Let's go ahead and shuffle our other decks. Lost Forest and Prisma. We'll start with the Lost Forest. Okay. And I definitely want to do 5 piles for this. Let me slide that. I guess roll a bit. That's the case making. And done. I think people might get frustrated with how slow I am about this stuff, but when you're trying to be a conduit for a power that's basically using butterfly effect, an unprecedented scale in order to communicate. Let's just say I try to be accommodating, more so to them than to a person who might not be in the right mindset. Excellent. Okay. Now for the stacking. So let's be clear. Whichever one ends on top is a huge role. In determining the outcome. Okay, so that one's ready now. Set that aside, and now Prism. Okay. I want to do this one. I think it's giving me a couple shuffles. And then we'll go on to the regular ones. And I guess let me go ahead and switch this to the yes no, since that tends to be the most popular, or at least the most common. Okay. Yes, I need 5 tiles. Okay. Now we're just doing the table shuffle. I wonder if the algorithms can detect that my face isn't showing. Or maybe more specifically, they're detecting that an avatar is being used. I wonder if they use that to inform the algorithm to say, hey, this person's having technical difficulties. That's not as appealing to viewers. D-rank for red time being. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting indeed. Looks like I'm getting everything in there. Or maybe just less cards makes it easier. Okay, nav stack. Yes, okay. Alright, so that one's now ready. Now the question is, what do we want to do? And I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. If you've got questions, go ahead and ask them. Otherwise, I'll probably be looking at the Spread Machine deck, looking at some cards there. Because it's been a while, and I think that would be good. We've had some fun with the expansions. Time to return to beginnings, so to speak. Let's see. Set the box aside. Okay, and now we've got our cards. So let's see. Seeker is just a very good card. It's the one to represent you, who you are. I mean, sometimes I just use a placeholder when I have that sort of thing in the spread because they're asking about another aspect. And visually, it just helps to be able to say, this is you. We're not interested in you right now. We're interested in this relationship. I want to look at some of the darker stuff, some of the shadow work cards. I don't know. I mean, ego's at the top. And I feel like we've used that before. So I guess I'm just not quite sure if I want to use that again. Feeling something towards fear. So that might be good. We'll set out limiting beliefs, but I don't think that's not calling to me as much. Okay. And now we're looking at other cards. Sorry, by other I mean non-shadow work cards. Different aspects or areas. I'm going to set aside a few of these. Solve, adjust, lead. We might be using those. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. And just with all the action we're getting here, yeah, I want to say technical difficulties is deterring people. So I'm inclined to call that good for today. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do a read for myself, but I'll do that offline this time. So hope you're doing good. Take care, and